Here we go, animation gang, into another animation tutorial here with Wick Editor. What we are going to do today is try to animate a letter transforming into an object that starts with that letter. As I hit play preview to my animation, you'll see I have a letter A that turns and morphs into an apple. A little worm pops out at the end just for a kicker. All right, so we've got to think of a letter and a thing that we could make a letter change into shape of. I do want you to add some kind of secondary thing that can pop out. Maybe not a worm for yours, but something that can happen after your letter transforms. So I do want you to consider that. As you can see, I have pretty much everything on one layer here. The letter A stays there for about 10 frames, good almost a second, before it starts to morph and change, okay? So let's go ahead. I am going to start a new tab or a new Wick window with a new project. And we will get rolling on this. So I'm going to use my text tool right here. Click one time with my text tool to put in my letter A. All right, once I have that letter there, I'm going to take my cursor tool, click on that letter, and then I'm going to go to font family over here and choose a nice big bold font, something that I think will work well for what I am trying to do. You could just click and drag and stretch out that letter. You do not have to enter like the size into the size box. Let's see. I think this was the one that I went with before, but I'm going to see if I can scroll through and maybe find one that I like even more. I like that it was rounded. I did like that I had a rounded frame, or a font rather, for this because it was going to turn into an apple, right? So something rounded. No, that's definitely not rounded. Hard to tell sometimes in this little preview window. Something you'll notice that's nice is that they do add, when you click on fonts, they end up at the top. So if you click through them and you kind of like them, you won't lose them because they stay at the top of your fonts when you picked them. Okay, this one seems fine. It will do. I don't want to take any more time trying to choose a font. We could take forever. All right, so I have my red, scarlet red A here in the middle of my scene. Okay, so getting it somewhere in the middle so that it can grow and change. If we put it too close to the edges, then as it grows and changes, it might go off the edges, which could be a problem. But I'm going to expand this to about 10 frames or so. Maybe we'll go one more. All right, this next frame here, I'm going to click on it to start my morphing. So I need my onion skin because I'm going to take this letter and start to morph and change it. But actually, on this next frame, I am going to copy it. I'm just clicking on this frame here, copying and then pasting, just to put that letter on the next frame so I can keep adding to it, right? So as you can see, as you keep adding to your letter, it starts to kind of grow and change into something else. But I think on this first frame here, it's kind of nice to have something to add to. All right, so I'm going to take my brush. I'm going to choose my brush color. The red is kind of a quick red I can grab. All right, so I'm going to start working on this one. So I want this shape to start growing out, gradually growing out into an apple shape. I could probably make my brush a little bit bigger. That may make this just a little bit easier. Let's try 20. That seems good. All right, so just adding a little bit at a time. I don't want to go too crazy because I do want this to be a gradual process of the A morphing into an apple. All right, so I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to take this whole frame and copy it and paste it now. So Window C, Window V, or Command C, Command V, depending on what kind of a keyboard you are on. As I keep rounding this and building it up, that's pretty much what the process is going to be, is to copy and paste one to the next one. All right, so I'm going to take that again, copy and paste. I'll probably maybe smooth out this side now to get this to look like it's almost the shape of what an apple would be. I'll probably close in the middle towards the end. Starting to get that apple shape going. I'm going to copy and then paste onto a new frame here. All right, maybe I'll take away a little bit of that middle part and copy and paste again. I've almost got this shaped into the apple the apple of my eye, if you will. All right, this is getting better. Just trying to shape it up a little bit more. Maybe we'll close this down a little bit. I'm gonna do one more, copy and paste. Let's see. Let's make this go up a little bit. And maybe I'll close the middle part. It seems a little boxy though. I think I might take one more copy paste to get this a little bit rounder. Copy and paste. I don't want my apple to be too boxy here. All right, that curve seems like it helps. Let's try and do one more good curve on the other side. All right, that seems good enough. Maybe I'll add a little bit more to the bottom. Okay, so I've got my A has successfully morphed into an apple shape. You can see as I hit my preview play button. Happens real fast, and then it kind of disappears at the end there, but you could see the idea. All right, so as I keep going here, I am going to copy and paste again. Now I'm going to start to draw my apple stem growing out. So my apple stem is going to be brown, maybe a little bit lighter brown. That should work. Let's use my brush tool again. 20 is going to be too big of a brush. Let's go with 12 or so. Yeah, that works. I'll start with just a little stem. And I'm going to copy and paste my frame. And let that stem grow out a little bit larger. All right. Now I've got a stem. Maybe I'll also copy and paste one more time and I'll have a leaf grow out. We'll have a little leaf start to grow out of the side here. You know all about growing leaves from earlier assignments. I may need to make my brush just a little bit smaller. Let's go with an 8 so that I can get a little bit more of a point on my apple leaf. All right, there we go. So my A grows into an apple with a leaf. And I do need some bit of a pause at the end there. I did also, like I said in my example, have my worm kind of pop out. And so why don't we have a little worm pop out of this one too? Let's have some fun with it. I know this tutorial video is going a little bit longer than you might want it to, but hey, I'm having fun. So hopefully you're having fun too. All right, little worm starts to pop out. Let's take this copy and paste it one more time. We'll make that worm go even bigger because I did want to be able to put his face onto his body here. So I want this to be big enough where it kind of pops out and he's big enough where I can fit a little smile on him. So let's copy and paste again. Let's extend him up. Maybe he'll come up real big this time. Let's fill this in. That seems big enough where I can fit a little smiley face on it. All right, so maybe we'll just add the smiley face on that frame. I'm gonna go to my pencil tool. Let's say 3 for my line weight. I've got already my stroke color is black, so that will be good. I'm gonna zoom in close and use my pan to get over to his face. Make sure I have the right spot here to make this good. All right. And I got my happy little worm Fran. There he is. Let's fill in the eyes. Whoops, wrong color. Let's take black. Ooh. And try and fill in the eyes. Sometimes it's easier to almost just take your brush and fill in the eyes, especially when they're in a really small spot like that. All right, so I got my worm friend. He pokes out, A grows into an apple, but I still need pause at the end, right? So I think a good amount of pause is at least 10 frames, right? At least 10 frames, which is like a second, right, of pause. So you got to have about a second of pause at the very end so we can make sure that we see what our finished result looks like. So my A transforms and my worm pops out and he says, hey. And I could even add that at the end if I wanted to. A little hey speech bubble. So, but I'll leave that out for now. As you can see, oh, low battery message. Gotta wrap up this tutorial. So I hope you guys have fun creating your own letter transformations using frame by frame techniques here in Wick Editor. Have fun, get creative with it.